U.S. Stock Market Update, Tuesday, September 17, 2025. Overall sentiment. Markets closed mixed in a volatile session as investors digested key economic data and awaited the Federal Reserve's policy decision tomorrow. The tech-heavy NASDAQ outperformed, while the Dow and S&P 500 finished slightly negative. 1. Index Performance Index, last close point, change percentage change, key level. Dow Jones, DJIA, 46,457, 2965, 0.06% resistance, 46,100, S&P 500, 5650, 478, 0.08% support, 5,625, NASDAQ 100, 19,385, 90, 6245, 0.30%, new high, 19,412, NYSE Composite, 18,145, 5530, 0.30%, US100, CFD, 19,390, 15, 6025, 0.31%, tracks NASDAQ 100, US2000, Russell 2000, 2450, 10, 1250, 0.51%. Underperformance continues. Opening markets opened flat to slightly lower. Intraday. The NASDAQ found strength mid-morning, led by mega-cap tech, pushing into positive territory. The Dow and S&P 500 wavered between slight gains and losses throughout the day, pressured by weakness in energy and financial sectors. Closing. A late afternoon sell-off in cyclical stocks pulled the Dow and S&P into the red at the close, while the NASDAQ managed to hold on to its gains. 2. Major market headlines. Key news items driving market action today. Fed in focus. The Federal Open Market Committee, FOMC, began its two-day meeting. Markets are overwhelmingly expecting interest rates to be held steady, but will scrutinize the updated dot plot and Chair Powell's press conference tomorrow for signals on the 2026 rate path. Oil prices. Slide crude oil, WTI, fell 2.5% to settle near $79.50 barrel, following a larger-than-expected build in U.S. crude inventories and continued concerns over global demand growth. This weighed heavily on the energy sector. Mixed economic data, building permits, came in stronger than expected, suggesting resilience in the housing market. Industrial production. Figures for August showed a slight contraction, 0.2% MOM, indicating some softness in manufacturing. Geopolitical tensions. Ongoing geopolitical concerns provided a mild bid for safe haven assets like treasuries, keeping a lid on risk appetite. 3. Sector overview. Performance of major S&P 500 sectors, leading sectors. Plus. Information technology, pre-0.8%. Outperformer, led by semiconductor and software names. Communication services, pre-0.4%. Boosted by strength in social media and streaming giants. Lagging sectors. Energy, 2.2%. The worst performing sector due to the sharp drop in oil prices. Financials, 0.7%, under pressure from falling treasury yields, which compress banks' net interest margins. Industrials, 0.5%. Weakened by the soft industrial production data. Mixed. Consumer discretionary was flat, while utilities and consumer staples saw mild inflows as defensive plays. 4. Top movers NASDAQ gainers, Symbotic Inc. SIM, plus 118.5%. The warehouse automation company surged after announcing a major new contract with a global retail giant, exceeding revenue guidance for the next quarter. Rivian Automotive, RIVN, 8.2%. Upgraded to outperform by Wells Fargo, citing improved production efficiency and a compelling risk-reward profile at current levels. NASDAQ losers, Toast, Inc. Toast, 11.8%. The restaurant software platform beat on earnings but issued weaker than expected Q4 revenue guidance, citing longer sales cycles. Sana Biotechnology, SANA, 9.5%, fell after announcing a public offering of common stock, diluting existing shareholders. NYSE gainers, Warner Brothers Discovery, WBD, 5.1%. Reports surfaced of renewed merger interest from Comcast, sparking a rally in the media stock. 3M, MMM, 3.8%. Upgraded by UBS based on valuation and potential for margin improvement in its key divisions. NYSE losers. Halliburton, HAL, 4.5%. Energy services stock fell in sympathy with declining oil prices. Regional Bank ETF, KRE, 3.2%. Broad sell-off in regional banks ahead of the Fed announcement. 5. Earnings reports. Notable companies that reported today. FedEx, FDX, reported EPS of 558 versus 542 est. Revenue was slightly light. The stock was volatile but finished up by 1.5% as the company announced a new 5B stock buyback program and affirmed full-year cost-cutting targets. Adobe, ADBE, reported after the bell. Preliminary result, beat on top and bottom lines. Strong guidance for Creative Cloud and Firefly AI products is lifting shares plus +4% in after-hours trading. 6. Analyst and institutional moves. Significant analyst actions impacting stocks. NVIDIA, NVDA, upgraded to buy from neutral by Rosenblatt Securities, with a new price target of $150 from $135, citing sustained AI-driven demand for data center chips. Apple, AAPL, downgraded to market perform by Bernstein, citing valuation concerns and a lack of near-term catalysts for iPhone growth. The stock finished down 0.8%. Institutional flow. Data showed institutional investors were net sellers of financial and energy ETFs today, while adding to positions in technology sector ETFs. 7. Market outlook. Short-term sentiment. Next 1-2 days. Cautious and data-dependent. All eyes are on the Federal Reserve tomorrow. While no rate change is expected, any hawkish nuance in the statement or dot plot could trigger volatility and a sell-off, particularly in rate-sensitive growth stocks. A dovish hold could extend the rally. Key levels to watch. S&P 500. A break above 5,665 could signal a run toward new highs. NASDAQ 100. Strength remains. Watch for a hold above 19,300. Forecast. The market is in a holding pattern until it receives clarity from the Fed. The path of least resistance remains cautiously higher, supported by solid corporate earnings, but is highly susceptible to headlines on rates and inflation.